This podcast, bussin'.
Welcome to this.podcast. I'm your friendly host, Jay, joined by my friends. We got Co.
Man, what we talking about?
And we got Big Flight. Big Man, Big Red,
Big Spill.
Big Kool-Aid. He's here today, huh?
Save that one.
Yeah.
Got Big Spill.
Kool-Aid, Big
Hey,
Spillage.
you know when he was sitting in that chair over there by himself in the corner, he thought of that.
Yeah.
What? Oh, Big Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you looking red. You looking good.
Yeah,
Actually,
big
you looking-
drainage.
Man, what we talking about?
Big drainage.
Big spillage.
That's funny, man. Yeah, welcome to this.podcast. This is episode 117, and we're at the beautiful Lawrence and Larimer. You could catch them at 3225 East Colfax Avenue, or you could or you could check them online, lawrenceandlarimer.com, to get your hottest summer gear.
Black on
Or
biz.
your drip gear. I took it back to the 90s.
There we go.
You know. Hey, y'all. How's your week been? You were in Atlanta.
I was.
How was that?
Yeah, man. Went to a Braves game. That was cool. Got to see my daughter. That was cool.
Did you stop by any excitement?
You talking about the wing places?
If that's excitement for
That-
you,
that- oh,
I was thinking about something else. But
Yeah.
if food is where you went
Hey,
to,
you know, I don't spend my money that way.
what wing place you check out?
Man, it was called Crazy Ass Wings.
You had a good. Tell us about the.
Listen, y'all.
Okay.
I had lemon pepper. Go ahead.
Can you get them some seats, please? We got some lovely ladies. Let's talk about the guests real quick, though, because we have an audience that came. We got some old friends, and also the lovely wife of
Erica.
our guest, Erica Ward. We got Janelle Hayes to me. You Janelle Hayes to me, all right? And then Bobby Alexander is in the building. Round of applause. Good to see you. Look, y'all got y'all sundresses on, and woo, looking nice.
It's Bobby's second time, man.
It is Bobby's second
Caught
time.
her twice.
Yeah, I see
She
jean
has.
shorts. I don't see sundresses.
Well, sundress and got them cutty
Sundress.
shorts. Yeah, them
Yeah.
Daisy Dukes.
Them cutters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Wings.
Crazy Ass Wings is what it's called.
Okay.
Lemon pepper sauce with honey
You
hot.
want some wine or something?
Hey,
Y'all want some wine or something?
Jesus, take me
You
home.
want some wine or
My
something?
life is fulfilled.
Was it so good? Like you started sweating?
I didn't sweat because it wasn't hot.
Oh, okay. AC inside.
But you know when you pause and you smile when you eat.
That boy was in bliss, boy. You was at Better Than Sex
Pure
Wings.
Nice.
Much better.
That boy was in heaven.
Heaven.
He
And
was
them things are still nice and hot. Like, woo!
nice.
And I
All
like
right.
big wings.
Yes.
Here he goes. Watch.
Big wings. You had to beat him to it, right? You had to beat him to it. That's funny.
No, it was bomb though.
All right. All right. What about you, Cole? How was your week, man?
Oh man, it was cool, man.
It was cool?
Yeah, it wasn't much. It wasn't much going on. Just work and
Nice.
football.
Nice peanut butter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Football. What do you mean? Just getting ready 7-on-7s?
Nah, you know, Park Hill Pirate stuff.
Y'all starting up. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, man.
What's the team? You gonna bring it back home this year or what?
Man, shit, man. You know our 10U won it last year. 11U is the 10U is not 11U. I'm pretty sure they're probably going to win it again. You know, our flag level is strong. I think our 8U is going to be pretty good. Our 10U is going to be good as well. So I think overall, I think we're going to be pretty solid. We're shaky numbers wise at the 13U because for some reason in the hood, or at least here in Colorado,
Yeah.
I know in Florida, man, it's not an issue. But at the 13U level, we struggle with getting kids to play football.
In a gentrified neighborhood.
Yeah, in a gentrified neighborhood, it's not the same.
Got
Hey,
it.
what age are you coaching?
I'm not coaching anything.
Okay,
I'm just
you
doing the
shouldn't, 'cause
work.
y'all lost last year. Anyway.
I didn't coach.
Uh-huh.
I didn't coach. What you talking
Hey,
about?
you look like it on all your Instagram.
Hey,
posts.
have you ever won the Super Bowl?
Wait. You know what I did coach? Well,
See,
I do
here it
work for
goes.
the Pirates,
See,
right?
here it goes.
I do work for the Pirates.
You ever won the Super Bowl as a
No.
coach?
As a coach? No.
No.
Lost, man. Me and Coach Herman went to the Super Bowl and lost.
Sorry. It'd be
It's
like
fine.
that. Y'all had a nice team, though, right?
What you win, Damo?
The wings.
Goddamn.
I won a wing contest.
Goddamn Nathan's Glizzy. The Super Bowl of Glizzies. I think won the Super Bowl of Glizzies.
Yeah.
Glizzy Bowl. Shit.
Nathan's.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Nathan's Glizzy Bowl.
Anyway,
All right, y'all. My week was good, but it ain't about me. And we got this wonderful guest that is joining us from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Florida's in the building. Talk to him, huh?
Yeah.
Florida, two ways is in the building. We got Fort Lauderdale and Orlando in the house. Shots for the, yeah. I used to be in Florida for a couple years.
I don't know that you should use shots for Florida.
Nah, that's probably
Like,
bad.
it's a little bit too close to home.
Yeah.
A lot of shots in Florida.
Yeah.
There's some school
Florida,
shootings
man.
out there. There's some school shootings out there, man.
Paul, cut this out. Paul, yeah.
Let's do that again.
Yeah.
This boy been got a shadow ban.
I don't think so, but hey. Anyway.
Hey, this world's pretty sensitive, man.
Nah, well then that'll be good for us because then we can get our views up.
You get viral.
Right, get viral. Anyway, we got a diversity and inclusion executive with 12 years of experience leading diversity recruiting, engagement, and social impact strategy. And he's CEO of Black Men in Tech. Give it up for Kham Ward. Yes, round of applause.
Hey, thank y'all for the invite, man. I really appreciate it.
And we give that dude a slow clap.
Yeah,
I
You
would
need
just-
a new joke, man.
No, but anybody I invite gets a slow clap.
Why?
Just because they're lukewarm.
He's such a
He gets
hater.
that corny joke. He's corny.
He just won't let nobody live, man.
Well, welcome to the show, Kham, man. I know you coming from Florida,
Yeah.
you know, and we're glad to have you. I think you were supposed to be on maybe a while ago, but you're super busy, man, and we're glad we could get you out this time. So
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
This is cool. Like,
it's good.
coming in, even pre-show when we just hanging out, man, this is cool, so I really appreciate it.
Nice, man. You could tell he's from Florida because, see, it might be cool to you right now because he got the hoodie on like it's cold outside, man.
Yeah.
We all feel, it's hot
Yeah.
to us, but he's like, nah, I'm used to
Nah.
that Florida weather.
Yeah.
And it's
100-degree weather, man. That's lovely.
it's lovely.
Everybody brought a jacket just in case, man.
Man, your thighs is dry right
You
now.
see?
You're this dry heat.
See?
Paul.
Yeah.
Hey,
Look at that.
hey, sun's out, knees out.
Them thighs ain't, yeah. You know, you getting, when you go down south, you got to really get in between them
Yeah, you
them
got
thighs
it,
when
right?
you take a
Crevices.
shower. Yeah, you got to get them
Damn.
crevices down
Yeah.
south,
Crevices.
man.
Hey, he know, man.
Yeah, hey, clear because he wears tighty whitey.
So real quick, since we talking about
They be white too, boy. They stay that way.
We'll ask Caroline.
talk to him.
They stay that way. Shit, them motherfuckers be pristine. I take them off. They be pristine, boy.
No streaks, right? No
And they be just
streaks.
like you got them out the package. Just like you got them motherfuckers out the package, dog.
He's like, Caroline, can you go get the Tide pins? Can you go get the Tide pins?
Can you go get some OxyClean?
He's like, quite right. I'm sorry, Kham. Back to you, man. But yeah, I'm excited about this because I'm in the tech industry.
Okay.
Also, Damo is too.
Yep.
I don't know how techie he is, but like I'm for real tech because I'm like a software engineer.
Oh, so you
Yeah.
gonna play that card early.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull that early, man, because
No, he's a senior manager
Okay.
at Salesforce, like somebody who needs to come speak at your conference.
Yeah, that's what I'm
type
saying.
deal.
So you're going to pull that card early, though. Yeah, I feel you.
yeah, I wasn't gonna say that, but
Yeah, you
yeah,
know,
yeah, I'm doing a
run it
little bit. Thanks for putting me on the spot.
Yeah.
But tell us a little bit about why Black Men in Tech, and why you decided to start that.
100%. So in November of 2020, right, post George Floyd, a lot of people were asking a lot of diversity officers to stand in spaces and have these conversations. The thing was that we wasn't protected. I
Right.
couldn't go to another black man and say, man, no, this day has been telling, this day has been rough, right? So I decided to, out of my own selfish needs, decided to start this organization. And it's basically an organization where we make a space for black men to have conversation. We give them a point to have like this kind of camaraderie amongst each other, and it's a space where we're just trying to grow the community, not taking away from anybody else's space, but growing our space. We started 2 years ago with like 8 people,
Got
now
it.
it's over 12,000 people, both
Nice,
men
man.
and women. But it came out of pure need. Honestly, I was looking for a space after I clock out or close my computer where I can talk to brothers like y'all about what I'm going through, and not even just job, good, bad, different, family, anything we got going on. And that's the organicness that I wanted about, you know, our organization. So that's why we started, man. It was a space where we just wanted to do good work, right? It was no plan, and we could talk about the bumps in the road along the way, but it was all about the giving back and then making sure that we have a space for us.
I like how you put that, because I did have a question for you when it came to why you created it.
Right.
And I was listening to the Work Human
Yeah.
podcast. I think you were on there maybe
Yeah.
roughly a year ago or something like that. And I like what you said about for your community and why
Right.
you wanted to start this, or what the ambition was, is that for us, we tend to focus on two areas, right? Sports,
Yeah.
entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And you said you would like to make a third option,
Yes.
which
Yeah.
is tech,
Yes.
and to bring that into the community.
Yep.
I think a part of that is because of being your authentic self,
Yes.
right? So when we're in those spaces,
Mm-hmm.
we can be black,
Mhm.
right? When you talk about tech and corporate, it seems like we have to curb our blackness
version of yourself. you bring into
exactly
work.
to make it work.
Mhm.
Tell us why that's so important.
It's a learned skill, right? So as a diversity officer, you deal with all the things of the company, and sometimes corporate executive leaders, you become part of them. So they say the stuff to you that they wouldn't say to, oh, it's just, you're part of us, right? It's important because you want to be able to show up as your authentic self. Like accessibility and inclusion, the two things that we pride ourselves on, access and education as well. It's nothing like you walking into a space, Damon walking into a space, you walk into a space, and you can be who you are, what you are, and then later they learn what you do, right? And that's important to me because access is one of the first things. I read a book called Making White People Uncomfortable, and in the foreword, bruh said, if Aquaman was in the hood, a lot of more people would know how to swim because they have some visibility to an individual. We have no superhero that look
Right.
like us. I want to take us in the tech space, black men. We have our fun. We do a hangout and chop it up, but then we can go out into the community and say, you know what, you boy, you girl, tech is an option for you. And everybody ain't technical like you now. Some people work like myself,
absolutely.
demo in the space where we just, where we just do the work as well. But it could change your generation.
Yeah.
And that's the
Absolutely.
most important piece is that we want to bring out in Black Men in Tech, and I named it that intentional because I wanted everybody to know black men run this organization.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember. So, what are you guys doing, man, for outreach? Like, what does that look like? You know what I mean, in terms of trying to get, like, you talked about. So, Jay talked about.
James, Jay.
It's one of the hardest
When
things.
Janelle's here, it's James.
Yeah,
all right?
yeah,
It's James all day.
You know what? The hardest thing about doing a pod, man, is when you with your guys you grew up with.
Right.
Yeah.
Can I tell a story real quick?
Go ahead.
So when I told people at my job that you called me killer, right? So anyway, I tell him this story, and then white dude, he tries to throw that out there.
Killer?
Right? Yeah.
Oh.
So we're in the meeting, right?
Hey, killer.
He was like, "Hey, killer," or "Killer." I can't remember. I was like, "Nah, man, you're good. Just chill."
Hey,
Sorry, I asked you a question.
stop.
Man.
No.
Go ahead,
Oh
my
man,
bad,
but so we talked about sports entertainment,
Yeah.
right? And it's funny because I saw a pod where a guy was talking about how it's crazy how African American people are taught through and heavily influenced by music.
Mm-hmm.
So you put anything in a song and we're gonna connect to it.
Right.
Like back in the day, a lot of the rap was conscious.
Right.
And then now we're in the space where we're like Pound Town.
I knew you was gonna say that. Yeah.
So with that being said, man, like what are the outreach efforts, man, for young
Yeah.
African American people out there
Yeah.
from the tech industry?
Yeah, so Black Men in Tech in the whole, we have 3 pillars. We focus on care. That's our outreach pillar. We give back to schools. We feed students.
Yep.
We go out and do this thing called Real Men Can Read. It's about being in the community, in the school. We always adopt a couple third grades, because third grade is that first time that students go from learning to reading to learn. Right, so we want to capture them at that space, and then we give our scholarship to students. Like, we try to be on every scene where we can give back, because if it wasn't for my Kappa League advisor, I wouldn't probably be sitting here today. And the way he crafted my path is because I saw him as a person, right? And I wanted to be like him, again, access and education, right? I played sports all my life. I was going to college to play sport, you know, I was going to UF. So imagine taking me from South Florida to UF. If I didn't have someone to help me navigate, you know, I couldn't be where I am today. So I'm big on philanthropic efforts. I'm big on showing up in the community. I'm big on taking care of community. I'm a firm believer in to whom much is given, much is required. So much been given to me, so many things been implanted in me, my outreach. I'll say yes more than I say no, and sometimes my team killed me because of it.
Yeah. Hey, I got one for you. Did you see, like, when you talk about much is given and much is required, and then being blessed, right? Did y'all see, did you specifically see Magic Johnson in the interview with your dude from the Today Show? And
I didn't.
And like, so his financial group was a part of the Washington Commanders purchase.
Yeah.
This dude was literally in tears, like talking about like, hey, I've been blessed, and like I just want to show, like, you know, for my family, for this. And he talked about the philanthropic efforts and all that, and it was powerful to see.
Wow.
So, because think about this now. Think about this real quickly. We say athletes, we say entertainment. We didn't really talk about it, but the drug dealer, right?
The drug, yes.
Yeah. Right. So
Absolutely.
think about those.
That's what I meant to say.
Those three cats always come back to the community and give back. Right. So that ballers come back and do football camps. You know, actors sometimes come back and help out. The drug dealers give you a $1 or $2 to go to the ice cream store.
Thanksgiving turkey or something.
You want to be like them. Like, I remember in Little League, you know, I was an athlete in Little League, so I was a baller, right? And I remember...
Air quotes.
And you remember, and I remember cats used to come up to us and be like, yo, if you score this next touchdown, I got $20 for you.
Yeah.
You know, you score that next touchdown, y'all can... On our street, it was all the boys, y'all, I'm going to buy y'all a four-wheeler to be able... And you saw him, he had all the gold, and you like, who is that?
Right.
Why can't we do that in tech?
Man, right? It might be access.
No, that's what he just said.
Yeah, that's
I'm saying because computers cost.
Right.
And
that's
the
part
kids,
of what he's doing.
And the kids would rather have a PlayStation 5 than a Mac computer.
But like, Sauce, one thing. Yeah. So one thing that Kham and Tamonte, Tamonte, he has like an entertainment side and gaming side to his conference that he puts together. And it's like, okay, you really like this game? I'm going to give you access on how this game is put together.
Right.
And so he's teaching kids how to code.
Right. That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? On the stuff that goes into the game to make whatever game that you're playing. Right. It's really strong.
And then also you monetize game. I met a mom at one of our events that said, my 5-year-old is bringing in, not my 5th graders, I'm sorry, is bringing in checks for $2,000 from gaming. So,
there you go.
So when we teach them things like that, again, access and education, when we teach our students that at a very young age, then they can say, you know what, I can be the software engineer. You know, I can work in diversity. I can do the things that we do. But we have to show up in the community to make that happen.
You're right, man, because for me, math major, right? So I didn't really have access to the coding part until I got to high school.
There we go.
Right? So when I thought about, because my dad would always say, hey, instead of playing video games, why don't you learn how to make them, right? And it was like, cool, but there's an element of there which you're plugging that gap where you have a center somewhere to go to even go play in that area, right? So I'm good at math, but I don't know how to apply it because I'm not in those spaces, things like that. So that's dope that you're trying to provide those opportunities for those kind of kids.
And then it's cool because it's not only the kids, though, it's the adults as well. So our Thrive conference is for the adults piece because we need each other as well. Like I send Damo a guy in a text message, hey man, check this cat out. He might be good for his job. Boom. They on the call, they talking to each other. right? It's the power of networking that's really important in this space, something that we don't do very often, right? Black women do it often. They get together, they have a good time. Black men really don't.
We just do it different.
Right. It's not for the purpose of like socializing. Or,
it's Hennessy and hot wings.
That's how you do it.
Right.
Football, right?
Football games, right?
No, you're right, though.
Yeah, so
you're right.
This is our opportunity to do that as well. Do both. It don't have to be either or. It's yes and.
Got it. Well, let's dive into that a little bit, and I would love to hear your aspect too, because y'all basically do the same thing.
Sure.
When it comes to D-E-N-I,
Yeah.
I gotta say that in my head, because I always say D-N-I, but it's like no, there's an E in there. You talk about the pipeline of feeding said company or those opportunities, networking, so you can get Black people in the door, Black men, Black women. Tell us, understand why it's so important, but when you look at things, maybe I could throw affirmative action in there. Like it kind of, I don't think it's affirmative action, but it just, people toe that line or they think that's what it is.
Right.
Can you tell us just how that's separate, similarities, or what are your thoughts when people throw that out there?
Man, let me just be clear and say this piece immediately, that affirmative action help more white people than Black people.
Talk to them.
White
women. Yeah.
I ain't want to, but
no,
people,
that's
white
women.
It's a
So
fact.
yeah,
Absolutely.
so all
Absolutely.
facts. So when you talk about, and Demo definitely can get into this, when you talk about pipelining for diversity, automatically people go, well, we got to lower the bar. I tell them you never lower the bar. We are excellent. We dominate everything. And you think if we learn how to play lacrosse at a young age, we want to dominate that sport? What about yachting? What about selling, that sort of thing? Black people dominate everything they do.
Absolutely.
So when
pickleball, that's next.
Pickleball, what is that?
They be playing the hell out of that pickleball.
Right.
Pickleball, yeah.
But we dominate everything. We just need access and opportunity to get there. And our access and opportunity is honestly forced in society and systemic oppression. Like, we haven't had the chance.
Right.
But when we show up and prove. So that's why Demo role is so important, because he providing the gate, he letting the floodgates open, letting people know these are chances for you. So when you talk about,
that's all he do all day.
Man, this man
it say this job is for you.
This man literally is the
I want to know what he do. Wait, hold on.
Okay.
I'm so glad you're here.
Break it down, man. What
I want to know what he do.
Hey,
I want to know what he do all day. Because he like Tommy. He just, I tell Black people, I tell people color out. Okay.
I help out BIPOC.
That's part of what I do.
Yeah,
I'll buy lunches. Hey, I buy lunches and breakfasts.
Bobby is not amused.
That's what you do all day. You buy lunches and breakfasts.
Yeah, kind of describe what this man does and what you do.
So Demo role, honestly, is probably one of the most important roles at this company, because he's allowed to get a set budget to go out and help nonprofits and help groups and build partnerships and pipelines. So honestly, and this true story, and I always give him his flowers when we talk about it, like, he believed in Black men in tech in our Thrive conference in his first year, when there was a vision and energy. That's all I had. I had nothing else.
Hi, my name is Uncle Demo.
Word, man.
Right, I had nothing else, but he came in, he saw it, he said, you know what, I'm a partner with you because I see where you're trying to go, right? And you need more Black people, especially in the corporate tech space, that believe in that way. Damon be at every conference. He texts me, he'll put through a job break, that sort of thing. You need that type of brother at the door telling you how to get in these companies. So, I mean, he probably box lunches too, but it's all about the connection, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's important, and that's what we need, but we need real people in those roles. People like him that's going to go in and say, yo, you need to look at this candidate for real. And no, he's not a affirmative action candidate. This candidate is top quality.
Yeah, it's not somebody that just checks a box.
Right.
I got you.
So that's, you could have said what you do, bro.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
You don't want to add nothing to that?
Well, no, like, I think that there's many dynamics, but it's not like, today's not about me. And the bottom line is, like, what we do is, like, open up the floodgates for the pipeline.
But how does the decision on affirmative action affect your role?
It doesn't affect my role any, but long term it may.
Okay, let's talk about that.
So we're talking about Harvard University, and we're talking about University of North Carolina, right?
Yep.
Got it. So long term, if that goes, so I won't get into the history of it. So long term, what happens is a flywheel effect, and it says, let's say University of Virginia wants to do it. Let's say, said other Ivy League wants to do it. Then it starts to create a ripple effect, right?
Right.
And then what happens is somebody raises some noise and says, hey, I can't get into corporate America because of quote unquote affirmative action. Even though, like, I couldn't even tell you the last time I heard the word affirmative action.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
At my job. You
I
know
bet.
what I'm saying? It's not about that. And like people are like, oh, you have goals and you have targets. No, like we measure what we do.
Yeah.
Like that's all we do.
Absolutely.
But it isn't like, hey, this software engineering role needs to be filled by a black woman. Absolutely not. Like that's a lawsuit in the making. You can't do that.
Right.
But what you can do is say, hey, I went to Thrive Conference. I have 25 high-level software engineers that just happen to be black women. We have 10 recs open.
Absolutely.
Let's get them interviewed.
Talk to them, man.
So, like, that's the lens you have to look at it through. So, like, when you think about, like, what y'all were talking about with affirmative action, there's some things that could trickle into corporate America, and I could see it happening 3, 5, 7, 10 years from now. But, like, if we're intentional and we're progressive about the way that we do things and the actions that we take to be successful, we're going to be all right.
This podcast.
This is Damo's like overly optimistic point of view. Like I'm an eternal optimist.
Right.
But we've all been blessed in certain ways, and if you're doing the right things on a daily basis,
Do you guys ever feel handcuffed at any point?
No. Like handcuffed for what?
No,
say more.
Not like, hey, it's a little too dark in here.
Yeah, I've been told that before.
Yeah. See, Damo ain't gonna say that.
Yeah, I've been told that before.
Thank you.
It's too dark in here, really.
Absolutely.
By who? Like, where does that pressure come from?
Oh, my executive staff. I've been told that before. Literally, been told that, hey, Kham, I need some more diversity on your team. And I was like, oh, because you think my team is all black, but you don't know this person is Jewish, this person is part of the LGBT community, this person. And I walk it down,
color,
right?
Right.
No,
but
literally, like, hey, Kham, I need your next hire to be. And I'm like, no.
That's interesting.
Time out.
That's interesting.
Time out. Let's think about the other way around. Let's think about when said company hires, let's say a company goes through a major RIF or something like that, reduction of force, and then they are stacking to build their leadership team.
Yeah.
Are they asking any questions about how the leadership team is built? It could be all white males and ain't nobody saying nothing. It could be all white 100%. Females, ain't nobody saying nothing.
No, because females are diversity. Don't forget.
In tech too. Right.
But I mean, it's always. The majority is usually all white males, so that's why nothing's really said.
Yeah,
in most companies, if you go across the board,
that's cool. And you know what? So I'll even take it even further. Even in professional sports, I've heard that nepotism is frowned upon with black coaches.
No, I can see that.
Like somebody that I know is highly qualified to be in this position, and I'm not talking about anybody that we know.
Yeah.
I know somebody that's highly qualified to be in this position, and I cannot hire them right away because of the handcuff.
Okay,
because it's too dark in here.
Wow.
Okay, but
really?
Yes.
But the vibe was you wasn't really vibing with that. That's kind of how it came off at first.
No, I don't vibe with that. Like, if it's blacked out like that thing out there, let it be blacked out.
Okay, so let me be clear.
So
let me be clear. The question
was,
why
not? Like,
but Damo,
that's an interesting. Nah, I'm with Cole.
Damo,
that's
the question
interesting.
The question is, have you ever got to a point to where you felt handcuffed, to where they said, like, look, hold on, man, this is getting a little too ethnic up in here.
I haven't.
It's going to bring it back.
Right.
I haven't experienced that.
You haven't
personally.
Okay. In corporate America, you haven't.
But like, even if it's ethnic, it doesn't mean it's homogenous. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah,
even
just like Kham
like I
explained.
said,
yeah, we're not a monolith, dude.
Yeah.
No, but I'm not speaking
I
just. So when I say I'm not speaking just black people,
Then what are you saying?
it's a little too. It's too many hues up in here.
Yeah, and hues are still
Gotcha.
diverse.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm saying, Damo. So the power structure is what at pretty much every
white.
corporate company. Okay, so when they started saying, hey, you're starting to have too many LGBTQ plus people in here. You're starting to have too many black people in here. You're starting to have a little too many Indian people in here. You're starting to have too many Hispanic people. Like let's kind of bring this back to baseline.
That's a lawsuit, but
No,
I hear you.
but
I hear you.
it's a
Never heard it.
it can't
Out loud,
no out loud it's a lawsuit, but like we
so
talked
I
about
settled-
we
I
talked
can't
about
say-
nepotism. We
Yeah.
talked about
Yeah.
like for example the NFL owners saying, hey, wink, nod, nod, wink, wink. You know what I mean? Let's not fuck with Kaepernick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like being the fact that you guys are in DEAI,
What's the
right?
A?
DE&I,
Yeah.
Whoa.
diversity,
DE
equity, and
inclusion. Okay, there it is.
What the A come from?
Yeah, where
DIA.
Yeah,
that's
DIA.
the airport. Yeah.
No, accessibility. Let's just
Terramana.
call it.
Okay. Let's
Accessibility.
Let's call it that.
I'm with you, man.
Since you guys are in the realm of accessibility, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
do you guys ever feel the push not to be radical and the push not to have it as equitable as it should be on the work?
I don't. So speaking from my team, I don't, because my team consists of 4 women, 4 guys, black, 2. I'm the leader, so 2 black people on the team, brown, Asian, and then rest are white.
Okay.
So I mean, just speaking from the company I work for, this is, to your point, the first time though that I've been at a company that kind of encourages or looks for quality engineers in the diversity, right? They're not concerned about color or whatever. It's like they throw whatever at you, but they do recognize like, hey, it's a lot of white males
Yeah.
and white people
Yeah.
in general. So I hear you. Like, this is the first time, and
Yeah.
I've been in the industry for 20 years, that I've been at a point where I was like, all right, you know what? It's all right. Like, I could deal with this. You know what I
You
mean?
guys' position is young.
No, it's not.
What do you mean?
What you mean?
Young-ish.
Okay, so explain.
So
Like, we're
when you
not
say
young.
young, wait, you said the position is young.
Yeah, the position.
So-
to where they
oh,
have
yeah,
a
D&I?
specific. They have a specific.
What is young to you? Well, like, define that.
Is it 20 years old?
Yes.
Yes.
At what level?
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's great.
No, I didn't know. So exactly.
No.
I
so-
neither.
No. So diversity spawned out of this concept in Europe. They talk about like not seeing color but seeing people, right?
Right.
So 20 years ago or more, like in the 80s, right? Something like that. It was like, we don't want to see color, we want to see people, and that was a thing.
Right.
Fast forward, moving forward as it progressed, and it's fastly progressing now because of all the things that's happened in the U.S. and the world. People are like, yo, it's not about seeing color. I want you to see my color. I want you to see me. LGBTQIA plus and add every other letter. You see it changes every day. They take back words. They give words. They say this is bad. This is not bad. Talking to black people, you say, well, are you African American? Are you black? Are you Hispanic? Are you Latina? Are you Latino? You know, it's so progressive, but it is over 20 years old because they started with this rhetoric about not seeing people but seeing the quality of work. But that shit didn't work too well.
Yeah, but
for
the
a very long time.
idea versus the position.
No, we've been in position forever. It was just highlighted now because of all the mess that the world is going through. Like for instance, if somebody will say, "Hey, look, guys, I got one," and it's like, right? But they're trying to promote it more because it's seen in social media.
That's funny.
It's seen through social media. You know, we handcuffed to our phone. We do everything internet. That's what makes it more prevalent. But we've been around for forever. You know, some of the older people have been in diversity from the mid '80s, but it's not been a publicly social thing because it was just someone at the job.
So there's a consultant that we work with, and I know that she's been in the industry for 35 plus years.
Yeah.
Got it.
As a
practitioner.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like when I was at Lockheed, it was like EEO kind of position.
Yeah,
rather
it was.
than
Yeah.
diversity
But it was
and
more like
inclusion.
government compliance, especially with Lockheed.
Right.
Like
You
that's,
have to.
It's and it's so much
You have to.
different. Yeah,
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So, anyway,
All right. Well, we have this game called This or That. All right.
Cool.
And I think it's a good time to play it because we've been super serious.
yeah,
Have a little fun.
lighten this up.
Yeah, absolutely. So
and we
this
got
or
to
that.
pull our black socks up with the white Chuck Taylors on.
Yep.
And he got them tight.
Hey, pull them
jean
up as high.
shorts on,
pull,
don't he?
pull my socks up as high as I can.
I
them thi-
hope them
them
balls
things-
getting squeezed.
hey,
Hope them
them
balls
things-
getting squeezed tight. Pause.
Hey, them things look like my compression socks.
Yeah.
Them copper fits. Them copper fit specials.
Hey, look like
That boy don't want no more kids, right?
Nigga, none. I didn't want to put a laptop in my balls now.
Get them tight, please. All
That
right.
with that temperature, like over 130 degrees.
Heat them up.
Heat them up, man.
Heat
Heat
'em
them
up.
motherfuckers up.
All right. So with this or that, you get to choose either or.
All right.
No context.
Let's
Like
do
you
it.
can't explain. Like, well, I go with this because of that. Nah, you just stick with the answer, or you can pass.
All right. Cool.
Man, and no
Got it.
consequence. That's the important part.
Yeah, you
It's
don't
not
have
like we're
to
gonna
take
have you
shots.
drink. We're not gonna let you sniff no heroin or nothing.
damn.
That's nuts. Like Coke, but I'm with you. I got you. I got you.
The most extreme is got you. Okay.
All right, here we go.
This podcast.
All right, we're gonna try to get
must
geeky too, techie. All right,
Wow. No,
iPhone or Android.
iPhone.
All right, Windows or Mac OS.
Mac OS.
Chrome or Firefox.
Chrome.
Threads or Twitter.
I don't even know what Threads is. Really.
Oh,
All
you
right.
attack? You
All right.
attack? Okay.
Instagram.
I'll
Insta-
tell you what these diversity, equity, inclusion positions in tech, boy, they just don't fit.
I don't know nothing.
Hey, man, but J Lo key be turning his nose up at y'all, because he really want to know what Damo do all day. I'm sitting here cold, and he's sitting up here just talking about, hey, I think you're good. Yeah, you're black.
Yeah.
I think you're a good fit.
He
for
said
the
he could give me a job. I still ain't got no job.
Tommy
He
from
says it's
Martin.
all about network.
Tommy from Martin.
Man, I seen Killer practicing on his code for hours,
He
man.
can't give me a job. Come on, man.
No.
Instagram, Snapchat.
Instagram.
All right. Cheese grits or sugar grits.
Don't know what sugar grits are. Cheese grits all the way.
Miami or Tampa.
Miami.
All right.
Damn. That took a little bit.
I know the answer to this one. Fort Lauderdale or West Palm Beach.
Fort Lauderdale.
All right.
Home base.
Denzel Curry or Kodak Black.
Kodak.
Okay. Rick Ross or DJ Khaled.
Ross. Never mind. Ross.
Hey.
Ross. all
You
day
going with
long.
Ross?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah. go.
Breakfast burrito or empanada?
Well, I don't know what either of them things.
Hey,
Hey, this
Oh,
whole
wait. You don't know an empanada?
I think it's like the thing with the apple. My wife is gonna kill me, man, because she's like,
I love
Is empanada
empanadas.
Cuban though?
No. It's
oh, beef patty, Jamaican beef patty. I ate
no. It's
It's a
That's
Spanish
basically
one.
that's what it
that.
is.
You eat
Is
breakfast
that Cuban?
burritos?
Yeah.
Empanada?
so
Yeah.
Cuban?
But
Empanada.
it's good.
What you put in yours?
Man, potatoes, eggs, and cheese.
I don't know
Hey,
how that
real
work.
quick.
I
Real
don't know
quick.
how that works.
No, real quick. Cam doesn't know what a breakfast burrito is.
Man, potatoes, eggs, and cheese. Shit.
It's mushy.
Man, that shit good.
Audience, breakfast burrito.
Yes or
You
no?
get down with them?
Do you eat breakfast burritos? Yes or no? Do you eat breakfast
Oh,
tacos?
I know you don't.
Would you call the burrito bread
The burrito bread.
Is
That's you know you country burrito bread.
Mexican bread.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
Okay, go ahead. Ask the question.
Is a
burrito
tortilla,
bread.
Is a tortilla a form of bread? Yes or no?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
you compared it to like a French toast, though.
No. We were talking about next door. That had nothing to do with this.
Oh,
That had
okay.
nothing to do with this. Like that was two separate conversations.
All right.
Cam said he's never heard the concept of a breakfast burrito.
Man, maybe
That's
because
crazy.
he's from the South, man. That's maybe a
Thank you.
West,
podcast.
like a
What's
West
bustin'?
Southwest thing. Breakfast
Do you put
burrito.
syrup on it or something like that?
I don't know. Janelle, you live in Florida. Can you get a breakfast burrito, or have you had one recently?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who eat
that's what I'm saying.
McDonald's breakfast though?
I don't.
I do.
But
But
Yo.
you can't
No, but
go.
that's her
But
point.
but
Like,
nah, but I can't.
I gets
Yeah.
down with
part of
McDonald's
Florida?
breakfast.
What part of Florida? See, that's not really South Florida.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
so you think it's
so-
just a South Florida thing?
I
nah.
don't know if it's South
So to agree with you, you can't go to New York and go to a bodega and get a breakfast burrito.
You
I've
can't.
never been there. I've never gotten a. I've gotten a roll, like a
Like a
breakfast
sweet
sandwich.
roll?
No, like a breakfast sandwich. You either get a roll or a hero.
Well, yeah,
sandwich.
yeah. I mean, I
But,
could
like,
see that.
I've
in New
never
York.
been
Get a tortilla.
I've never been. No, you can get a tortilla. Well, like Mexican food is now starting to pick up. But for all the years I've been in New York City, I never
Yeah,
seen.
there
They don't
wasn't a lot
have
of Mexicans,
They don't
man.
have Mexican restaurants
Got
in
it.
New York
Okay.
City.
Hey,
Nah,
in
that's not a
Atlanta they
thing.
do. I'll tell you that.
So like to go to somewhere
Can you
and
get a
find
burrito?
like
Absolutely.
a breakfast
Breakfast
burrito.
burrito?
No question.
No. Atlanta you can. Atlanta you can.
Oh, okay.
Hey, so it's moving your way, brother.
Oh, hopefully.
Get
so,
ready.
So no, but so here's mine before we end. KOD or Tootsie's?
Pre-marriage.
Wait.
Throw it out there. That's the safety net.
no, I got one.
Nah, I'm not mad at that.
I have a couple.
Hey, listen.
Wait,
so,
let her-
all right, bet.
Go.
Go ahead.
So, all right, so can I? It's a
Yes.
yes and, right?
Yep.
So KOD, right? But also Tootsie got really good food, like lobster, fried lobster.
Oh, baby, I should go to have
That's
lunch.
funny. Like,
So-
Hey, baby, we have corporate lunches up there. We have corporate lunches
so
up
you know,
there.
That's
so
how we
you
get
know-
deals done.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
you
how I
know.
close the deal,
That's
baby.
a part of diversity.
Yeah.
The wing, hey, baby, the wings are fire.
So let me tell you about what would happen if you try to use your P card at KOD. Your
P-
Oh,
What's your
card?
P- what's your
Somebody
P card?
card.
What is that?
Card, like
Yeah,
it's a
somebody
corporate
card.
Okay, okay.
Oh, got
like
it.
there's a merchant code that's associated with
somebody tried.
Oh, what is that code?
no, who knows what
Entertainment,
it is,
right?
But you swipe it and that thing declines. It will not go through, food or not. It's like
Really?
you're at the wrong location.
Really?
Yes.
That's funny.
So no Tootsies, no King of
Hey,
Diamonds, no
nah,
none of that.
hey, they serve good food. Cool.
Yeah.
Go on your own dime.
Hey, listen, Tootsie got some amazing food, bro. They menu is stacked.
Purchase code. That's
Yeah,
funny.
they menu is stacked.
Yeah.
Got it.
So my this or that is Miami Heat or Denver Nuggets.
So when I got out there,
No, I don't know.
I
That's
heard
what I
y'all
asked you.
coach talking. So why is he talking? Why can't the mayor talk? Say welcome
He
to
did.
Denver.
The mayor used to talk all the time. We just got a new mayor.
Oh, okay.
So answer the question.
Oh, you're talking about through the terminal
Yeah.
and
Through the
train.
trains.
I
Wow.
got you.
I'm a Heat fan through and through, man. I go for all the Florida teams.
Okay.
So yeah,
Wait, Tampa Bay Bucks or Miami Dolphins?
definitely the Dolphins.
Really?
Tampa Bay ain't that great, man.
Ho. Y'all, they won a Super Bowl twice.
They had a perfect season yet.
But y'all didn't win a Super Bowl.
72
They won
Dolphins.
it. They won it.
Oh yeah.
Before he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
born.
yeah.
Yeah.
Before he was born.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, that's always the card to play. Like y'all had a perfect season yet.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Brady almost got it, but
Yeah.
no.
Tampa Bay
Okay.
ain't that great.
Tampa
I
Bay.
ain't gonna go
You ain't got no more?
no more.
I thought you had another one.
$50 bet or $100 bet.
100.
Got it. I got my $50 gift card today.
Yeah. So we make this
God.
random bet right in Atlanta, and he was like Denver in 5 or something like that, and I'm like, why would you go for Denver, bro? You black. I forgot he lived here. I seriously forgot he lived here.
You ain't see his haircut?
Right, I
You
was
know
like-
he's those definitely going
Right.
for the Nuggets.
I was like, why would you even care about the Denver Nuggets?
You
Forgot
could
it.
tell by his haircut.
Specifically my hairline.
Welcome to the Rockies.
Welcome to the Rocky. But in all fairness,
Yes.
I don't have the gift card on, but Cam paid up on a
Yeah.
bet.
Thank you.
That's
And
what's
he
up.
respectfully lost.
Yes,
Yeah, because he was going for the Heat.
I was going for the Heat.
what's
Airbnb
up.
gift card,
Yeah,
$50.
Who's the best player to ever come through the Heat?
LeBron James. Or
Oh,
Dwayne
okay.
Wade.
No,
if you
no,
want
come
to
on
play.
now.
LeBron.
Who's the
LeBron.
best though?
Yeah, LeBron's still playing.
This podcast.
That was a long this or that.
That was,
Hey,
man.
we
We got
was having fun with
into
that
the
one,
burrito.
Yeah, the burrito really.
We're gonna have to
Had us
take
in the
you.
headlock.
We might just tomorrow morning get you some breakfast burritos.
No, they're going next door tomorrow morning. They have
yeah,
to.
they have to.
Yeah.
They gotta check
It's
that
like
out.
that though, huh?
No, it's fire.
Oh, it is.
The same
Yeah.
that person.
The
would put my
biscuit
man on the
company?
cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Before I go, do y'all have a question about
Go. You got it.
anything? All right. This plays in a little bit about the position of DENI. I'm curious because we talked about the value
Right.
and why we need it. In a utopia, are you going to put yourself out of a position and out of business, right? Like where there is no need for what y'all do. Is that the goal?
I think that's euphoric. But go ahead.
Yeah, I think that's the goal, but the problem is humans. Like it'll probably never happen because there's always going to be a need for us to be in the space telling people why it's important for people like us to be on teams. Like they talk about, AI and all the stuff that's coming with AI, like, whatever, but you need people like you at the table that's saying, hey, this product needs to do this because it don't represent the black culture or don't represent women or don't represent LGBTQA, whatever the diversity is.
Okay.
And that's what we're moving towards more so, not only pipelining, getting them in, but now we like, yo, they need to sit at this table because you don't want to have a incident like Dove where you take a shower and everybody turn white. You don't want to have a incidents like
That's
the
real, though.
like the
H&M.
soap or H&M with the monkey shirt or the soap. You remember the soap dispenser didn't see black cans at first because
Right.
nobody on the team thought about it.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be, and then we're going to talk about it. I think it's going to be a shift from not only just saying, hey, we need more people. It's like, hey, this is why they need to sit at the table. So I don't ever think we're going to work ourselves out of a job.
Man,
Got
but so is there any, like, I think one of the illest things I seen was I listened to Joe Rogan interview Edward Snowden. And you had a white man who had
Is that the whistleblower?
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
the whistleblower. You had
Pause.
a white man.
I had to hit you with your own medicine.
Hey, I ain't blowing no whistles. Eric Snowden is. Eric Snowden blowing the whistles.
And Too Short does too.
The Too Short blowing the whistles, not me. Oh man, so
Janelle, this is how it go.
Yo, so I'm listening to Edward Snowden, the whistleblower, man. And I watched this white man rise up in the governmental system without a degree. He just had I'm not gonna say he had a basic training of computers, but he was kind of self-taught in terms of how to use computers, how to access tech, and he got in the government and he was able to obtain all of these top secret clearances and get all of these jobs, right?
Right.
Do you guys have the power to take a chance on just a raw, self-taught, hey, I've just been playing on computers since I was 7 years old, you know what I mean? I know how to code, I taught myself how to do this, but I don't have a degree. And his talent is proven.
I'll let Ken.
Can you
I'll let him go
guys,
first.
do you guys have the power to say, like, look, man, this dude is a savant at computer programming. Maybe he doesn't have the paperwork, but he's gotten under a killer. He's gotten under this guy. He's learned how to code. He's taught himself. Can you guys kind of bring him up and give him an opportunity without the actual paperwork?
That's a great question.
Yeah, no, that's a great question, and I think yes, and you have to find the right hiring manager, the team, and the company. So if you got my mans over here that's going to coach him up, we can get you in the door, but you got to show up. And most times people like that grind, they got their chip on their shoulder, so they're ready to go 100%. They just probably need to be polished a little more, to be able to talk the language of the individual, and that's why you got senior managers here that does that. So for me, I was able to do that once, and it actually worked out really well for the individual because he didn't have the credentials stacked up, but what he had is that grit. What he had is that in him. You know what I'm saying? That
How'd you do it? Like kind of walk us through that. How'd you do it?
So it was a guy that was self-taught.
Okay.
And but he did a lot of other cool projects on the side. So he worked with some celebrities and building out an app. He did this and that. So he had a stacked resume. And he was looking for a job. I went to a hiring manager and said, hey, listen, this boy right here, this cat right here, he going to be the next one. I said, you had Google, you had all these other companies fighting over him, but I said, this is going to be the next one for you.
Right.
The hiring manager looked at it and was like, let's talk. Now, because I had a relationship with the hiring manager, it wasn't a hard sell. Because, we bring top quality candidates, they won't know. You could call a hiring manager that you know and say, hey, you got an opening, here's one for you, and they'll take you because of your situation. That cat excelled at the job.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome,
So,
man.
That's awesome.
This
I think there's yes, and the vast majority of hiring managers are going to say no to that person.
Exactly.
I think
You
you're
gotta
right.
find
The
right
vast
one.
majority.
Yes.
But you're going to find somebody who was the dark horse.
Yep.
That
Oh
believe.
no, I was qualified. If that's what you talking about, I had.
He was like,
credentials.
No, I was-
hey,
I know.
hey,
Oh,
hey.
okay, got you.
You know, when
Nah.
I say dark horse, you
I
know
had
what
to
I'm
He
talking
pointed
about.
at you like you dropped out middle
Yeah,
school.
like I just dropped out.
Oh, yeah, the dark
got
horse.
lucky.
He dropped out. He
Here
dropped
goes
out in
Jay.
8th grade.
Jay's like, oh, here we go. J-Mo's going on his rant. No, but like, the majority.
Because when he ever says dark horse, he talking about himself.
No, that's what I was.
Yeah, yeah. He's
I
being
was.
he's being
Right.
self-loathing.
No, but 9 out of 10 managers are going to say no, but you're going to get that one manager that says yes. And there's some, all right, so let's think of it from a different perspective. Let's say old girl who was on the show that started the lemonade company.
Okay.
Got you.
She started lemonade company at how old?
10.
Yeah, seven,
12?
something like that.
7. And then she has lemonade being distributed all across Denver, Colorado.
Yep.
It's like 10,000 hours of being a businesswoman
Nice.
at that age, right?
At that age.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you mean to tell me she shouldn't go through some accelerated entrepreneurship program, right? But there's going to be
Absolutely.
so many people that say no, but there's going to be one person that says yes. So that 10% that say, or the 1% or 10%, whatever, that says yes, if it's the right person, she's going to go where nobody's ever going to.
But how do you guys transcend that?
No, but like,
how do you two transcend
you're
that?
not
Because we
listening.
talked
I'm not
to.
done.
Okay, sorry.
I'm not done.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you have to have the right person. To his point, the
Yes.
right manager.
Yes.
Number 1, you have to have number 2, the right company. Number 3, you have to have the right individual.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely right.
Yeah. Number 4, you have to have the right resources.
Spades.
And number 5, you have to have a plan. And if you have all of that, then you get your answer.
Yeah. So the trend. So my question falls into: are you willing to do that?
I'm willing to do it. I did it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk
I've
about your
done
story.
it.
Let's talk about
no,
your
it's
story.
not about me, man. Like
No.
I've done-
But we're trying to get the message
Got it.
out
Okay,
to
got
people
it.
who
But I think
Let-
it's
let me
don't
give a
have the
specific
paper
example.
because we had this conversation.
Yeah, I love it.
About 2 months ago with the guy who was the educator, and we had the conversation in terms on if a college degree is necessary or not.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's
Yes.
what's driving this question in terms of you guys of being over
Right.
diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Yes.
How
Right.
far are you guys willing to go for
Yes,
a
I
person
love
who
it.
is
Yeah, that's good.
self-taught, self-trained, who doesn't specifically need the paperwork because he
Sure.
demonstrates the
Right.
fact that he knows how to do the job, but the job requires him to produce this in order to get this.
Matisse Moore Jr.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Well, real quick before you go though, but I think the part that we don't acknowledge is like if you think about if a person wants to go to a NFL,
Yeah.
right? Think about that journey of trying to get there, right? Usually it's the person that, has been playing young, takes the steps. The next thing you know, he goes to a major college because he was top ranked. And then from that major college, those are the creme de la creme, right? You do have those instances where it's somebody that didn't go that route, might have came from a JUCO, just had a rougher path and just has
The tight end from the
dominance,
Saints.
the grit. There you go.
Yep.
And then the next thing you know, they're there, but they just took a different path. I think, and I'll let you talk about Tease, is that you could do the same thing of what they're talking about, right? But it has to be the right opportunity,
Gotta be.
right? It's like
Everything got to align.
It
the
does.
Stars.
I couldn't do that at where I'm at right now,
Right.
right? Like I couldn't just be like, oh, you have just high school and that's it, but
Right.
you're a beast. you got to go to another company that'll give you that opportunity, maybe smaller, startup, prove, get that on the resume, then come talk to me after you got some experience from them. Then we can have that conversation.
Hey, or your GitHub got to be tight.
Or that. Yeah.
No,
like your hacker rank, your leak code, like all that has to be superior where you're like, oh, you're like the top 10% coder at high school or whatever. Then we'll probably consider you.
Yeah. So, Courtney, tight end from the Saints. What was his name? That played basketball at Kent State.
For the set?
Light skin.
No, Chargers. No, Jimmy Graham? No.
Jimmy Graham, what do you
Not the Saints. This is the Chargers. You're talking
he
about.
went to this. He
You're
played
talking
with
about
Drew
Gates.
Brees.
You're talking about Antonio
he played
Gates.
basketball in college.
Antonio Gates.
Yeah, him
Chargers.
too. We'll use him. So he barely played a lick of basketball or football. Got to NFL. Right system, right personnel. You see what I'm saying? Everything lined up. That doesn't happen often because you have some of the great people who go into shitty systems that don't exist. So or don't make it.
Yeah.
And it's the same. It's no different in our world, man. If you get the right resources with the right person, they're gonna succeed, man.
Man, but for people,
Right.
but for
There's no but, dude.
But for Caucasian people, that's kind of ultra perm.
Well, see,
They
that's
get in them jobs. So I'm saying, how much juice do they allow y'all to
No,
have?
it's just a little bit less juice.
it's a little, and then plus when you look at those,
that's honest.
but they're doing the coding at that age. Like if you look at Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs, anybody, Bill Gates, like they was doing that when they was 10 of like just messing with a computer, didn't really know what they was doing, opening up the console, hit run, execute a program, and it's like, oh, Dad, look what I did. And it's like, awesome, son, keep doing that.
Right.
Next thing you know, he's on there for
and then
hours.
Here's somebody in our network we can connect you with.
Absolutely, go get an internship.
It's black and brown. It's black and it's black, brown, and yellow kids doing that too. That's what I'm saying. So if you guys' position,
accessibility isn't there, dude.
Yeah.
That's when they come into play.
that's where I'm at.
Right.
I'm at you guys' level. How, do you guys have the autonomy to say, I believe in this young man or woman hiring?
No,
Because
They're not the hiring manager.
but they're not the hiring manager. But I'm saying, how much weight does y'all work? They trust me.
it's like
I'm
That's
with
what y'all there for, because
I'm with
y'all
you.
are the gatekeeper to make sure that
I'm trying to
this place
figure out what
is
his weight is,
equitable.
'cause he's like, I got you, Jay.
Because you guys are the gatekeeper to say
Listen.
it's our
Courtney,
job
listen.
to make this job equitable.
Courtney,
Right.
listen.
I talked to
It's-
this man.
no.
I thought I was in. I
Courtney.
got 0 calls, yo. I was like, man, you're the director, man. What do you do? If you can't give me a call, what do you do?
Cool.
I bring the
Step
wigs.
your game up. So yeah, your resume's like
But
formatting was off.
But I'm at a comparable company. And
you
then-
actually weren't, and now you are.
Oh, that boy double spaced instead of
Actually, your
single.
company's probably a level up now.
Slack.
It's
Come on, man.
no, you weren't
For
there.
the size of the
No,
company,
you weren't there.
for the size,
You're replaceable, dude.
no.
Yes, you were.
Was I?
Yes.
But that's my point. I went from placeable to Slack.
Yeah, because somebody believed in you, right?
No, because I went there and killed the interview.
Got it. Point taken.
You didn't give me an interview. That's my point.
Because your resume format was off. Hey,
Hey, he said that shit fell flat, man. I think
Right.
David's name out
Yeah,
there. They
man,
was
he
like,
trying to
it was like, who?
downplay me, man.
you don't win them all, dude. Like, I'll take it.
I didn't get a chance to win one. That's my point. You the pipeline, I didn't get any calls.
It happens.
No, I'm not mad.
Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Some bullshit.
No, I was gonna
got
address
you.
this dude over here.
Honestly, the question was
And then
was
Cam,
for
we'll
YouTube.
get back to you.
So Cam, the question was for YouTube. You know, and I know Damo. You know, he's the first person to say this isn't on me.
Right.
But you guys are in the same field. You know what I mean? You guys do the same
Oh, I know
work.
what I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
Oh, dude, it's like a credit score.
Okay.
So if I tell Jay, say, hey, I have somebody for you. You need to hire him. Or not hire him. Give this person a look.
I was at Ibotta. Not placeable, but
There
go
we
ahead.
Yeah, coupons, great.
Do you use that? I know you use
I
it.
used to, yeah.
All the wings you can
got,
get.
Hey, you got fired, and I was like, I'm done with
BOGO wings.
it.
My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. So it's like a credit score. So you're a hiring manager, and I go to you and I said I have somebody, and that works. My credit score with you now is 800.
Thank you.
You see what I'm saying? I go to you, hey, talk to this person, and it works out that they get hired. 800 credit score. I go to this dude, and they don't get hired. My credit score is 0.
Why though?
Dude, it's human nature.
Because you black?
No.
I'm just pushing you.
No, it's
I'm
because
pushing you.
I'm saying you need to spend time with this individual, and you
The hiring manager. You talking about the hiring
yes, and you
manager?
said time is the most valuable asset. Yes or no?
Yes.
Got
Oh,
it.
got it.
You see what I'm saying?
As far as referrals,
yes,
I'm with you.
And you spent 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or an
I'm with
hour
you.
with this individual, and they failed. That they literally didn't prepare.
That's part of your role. So what is you guys' role in terms of hiring the hiring managers?
we don't hire the hiring manager.
No,
But you put them in the pipeline.
Demo. What?
You
Yeah,
do.
that's what I'm
You
saying.
put hiring managers.
So what is your-
senior engineer managers? You put them in the pipeline. I
That-
would imagine.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so.
So
that's
what
I'm
he's saying.
So what is? So you have input on who the hiring managers are because that ultimately affects your ability to
Not
hire
every
the
single-
people that you feel
not
is
every single
qualified.
hiring manager like
No,
that.
Damo, you're going to the extreme. Damo,
No,
not
but
stupid.
like you said-
You're going to the extreme.
But that is part of
You're
your
going
job
the-
to
but
have
part
a
of your job.
pipeline that qualified
Yes,
individuals
Because
that
your
come
whole
through.
the
Now,
whole
if
nature
they're
of your
not
job.
being hired, then there is some performance attached to that of like, Damo, you're not getting high quality.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
People.
Hiring managers.
I missed that.
Or-
point.
That,
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my point because you guys are supposed to have a say in all of that, right? In term, but not only the software engineers. Not
Well, no,
only-
he's like the scout. He doesn't have a say, but he'll tell you, "Yo, this is a great
good analogy.
player."
exactly yeah.
To come through
that's,
here, you know what I mean?
And that's what I'm saying. You guys are the scout. So I'm saying it's all about. So what is you guys' role in terms of building the juice in order to create a level platform across the board to say, hey, I'm going to make sure or hold my company accountable to hiring managers that are going to make my company diverse.
So I would say immediately that frozen middle is the hiring managers, right?
Right.
Most of them have already been there before we got there. Most of them already got there. The way they think and
That's
operate,
true. That's true.
So what you're saying is that we're gonna have to reshift
Yep.
all the hiring managers.
Yes.
Now they more know, like I know, we can count 5 or 6 that we can go to that we scouted and say, yo, that's the one. You know, give them a good look, and they teams are gonna flourish.
Yeah.
They're going to be in the product meeting and the engineer meeting and the CTO are going to be like, well, why is J team doing so well, blah, blah, blah? Because you got a dope scout that's out there hunting for you. What you're saying, though, is that we're going to have to, it's going to be a long shift that we can't control.
Yeah.
You know, like we can only do
I got
from
you.
when we get to the company to where we want to take it, we can only influence that
So much,
piece.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Outside of that, some of them you ain't going to get, like diversity. Every time you do a program, 10% of the people you're not going to get, so don't worry about it.
It might even be more than that.
That's a good
I was
point.
being nice. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So you
That's a
just
good
leave
point.
that alone, but
No,
you
you're right.
focus on the people that are listening, that want to get with you, and you build the juice, the credit score with those people, y'all continue to run it up. So that's the more important thing.
The consultant that we work with,
This
she says,
podcast, bussin',
I will not
bussin'.
work with anybody that's not teachable and reachable.
Yes.
Mm,
Yes.
got it.
Gotta be
If
coachable.
you're teachable and reachable, she's gonna mess with you.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like that whatever percent is not reachable.
Yes, I
she
agree.
like so think of it as a spectrum. 0 being, hey, you don't believe in diversity, equity, inclusion.
Yeah.
All right.
10 being you're all the way in.
Yep.
If you're at a 3, 4, or 3 or 4, maybe even a 5,
Yeah.
she might not even work with you.
100%.
I got you.
But if you're at 5 through 7, she's gonna pull you to a 10.
Yep.
Word. Hey, I'm not mad at that, man.
This podcast, bussin',
All right, well,
bussin'.
Damo, ask your question, man.
Hey Cam, had a good time, man.
Yeah.
Pre podcast and
Yeah, man.
during the podcast.
Absolutely.
We're kind of a little all over the place, but it was fruitful, man. Yeah. Who would you invite to be on the show? Who would you want to sit in that seat?
This cat named Marlon Avery.
Ooh, tell us
All
more.
right, so Marlon Avery is a self-taught engineer. He worked with Ha Davis on this app that became the #1 app in the world overnight.
Oh, okay.
And he worked at different companies, but Brett don't have a degree. but he's super solid in what he does.
That's dope.
And I think Marlon perspective, especially on this AI workshop, that sort of thing that's going on, it would be really insightful. You know, y'all can geek out on the engineering side of it, but his story is so cool, so raw, so real. You know, we need more of the Marvin Averys of the world to come and be on podcasts like this and come in and, you know, tell a story for access and also for education and for the people that watch it to know that you can make it too. You could go different routes. You don't have to go to school and da-da-da. You could do your own thing and get there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's awesome.
And
This
dope, man.
And
podcast,
to leave the audience and the viewers with one last thing about Thrive and Black Men in Tech,
Yeah.
about
Yes.
what we're doing through, or what you're doing through the end of the year.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Hey, listen, y'all. Thrive is back October 19th through the 22nd in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We're excited. We welcome speakers, companies, and we're trying to get people hired. Last year, honestly, 4 people got offers from Thrive on the spot from a company, and it's absolutely amazing. It's an opportunity for us to get together as people, black people, as a whole, and really have a good time for a couple days. Outside of that, at the end of the year, we always do our give backs and that sort of thing. We do our winter give back. And we're really looking forward to the conference, man. I'm excited because every year you learn something new, and Damon been through it all with us, so he knows, you know, the levels that we're trying to go and take it, and he's a believer. So definitely excited about the conference. Follow us on all socials at blkmenintech.com is our website, and we look forward to welcoming y'all to South Florida.
Oh man, that's awesome,
That's
man.
dope,
This
man.
podcast,
That's awesome.
bussin'.
Well, big round of applause for Cam Ward. Thank you for coming through. Shout out to the audience, Janelle Hayes, Bobby Alexander, and the lovely wife of Cam Ward, Erica Ward. Thanks for coming through.
I mean, y'all fine out there. Y'all fine. Sorry, Cam.
They look good in Florida, don't they?
Hey,
Woo!
This podcast,
make sure you let 'em know.
bussin'.
And you never stumble upon the unexpected if you stick to the familiar. So get to Florida. Tell them about it.
This podcast, bussin'. This podcast.